What's up everyone, how we doing? Welcome back to the channel. Now, it is the start of 2022 and this year, like every year, just like 2021 and every year before it, we're going to see some sensational fights. The big pay-per-view that we have this month coming up is Cyril Gane taking on Francis Ngannou. I can't wait for that one. The first fight back, January 15th, is Giga Chikadze taking on, hold on, who's he fighting? Kelvin Kattar. I'll be commentating that one in a couple of weeks at the Apex. But there's many fights that are going to happen this year, but there's one that is brewing that I'm very much looking forward to, and that is the one and only El Cucuy, Tony Ferguson, champ shit only, fucking elbows, all that bullshit, whatever it is that he does. He's a little weird. He's a great guy though. I've known Tony for many years. Tony Ferguson and Michael Chandler. Okay, because they've been going back and forth on social media. They've been talking a little bit of shit. Now, I know what you're thinking. Bisping, Tony Ferguson, he's old news. He's hung out to dry. His best days are behind him. And to be honest, you know, you could be forgiven for thinking that, because I did as well. I thought, you know, I admire the body of work that Tony Ferguson has had. You know, when he went on that 12-fight win streak, the fight with him and Khabib, everybody was looking forward to that. They really were. That was the fight that got away that everybody wanted to see. But still, all good things must come to an end. And Tony Ferguson, with the way that he fought, right, you can't fight like that forever. What do I mean by that? Well, Tony normally goes out and loses the first round. You know, maybe even the second round, but he finds a way. He's so fucking tough. He walks his opponents down and he outlasts them with toughness, with durability and cardio. And in the end, would normally turn it around and get the finish. In those 12 fights that he won, you know, that was pretty much the story of those fights. Look at the fight with Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee went out there really dominating first round for Kevin Lee. Almost finished him at the end of the first round. I believe he had him mounted, dropping elbows, all the rest of it. But then Tony Ferguson does what Tony Ferguson does, turns it around and gets a finish. That's how he fights. That's what he does. And that's why people fucking love the guy, okay? But it's also why he's probably coming to the end of his career, because fighting that way is not conducive to a long career. I've talked about this many times, so I'm not going to go on about it. But I love that about Tony. I love that warrior mentality. I love the way he's just willing to go forward. And he has legitimate skills. Great wrestler, awesome jiu-jitsu, and the man can bang. You know, he's got an unorthodox striking style, but it's very effective, great knees and elbows, and always comes in great condition. You know, and he's entertaining as well on the microphone. But as I say, with fighting, it's the art of hitting without getting hit. That's what you want to do. Now, of course, as bloodthirsty fans that we all are, we want to see a war. We want to see two people sitting there toe-to-toe, beating the shit out of each other, just like we saw against with Michael Chandler versus Justin Gaethje. People love it, okay? It's amazing, but those kind of fights, those kind of wars, they take life off your fight career. You can't go out there and fight like that every single time, and if you do, you're gonna have a shorter career. Now, the point of me saying all this is that because that's what it looked like was happening to Tony Ferguson. You know, he lost 3 in a row. But now, in hindsight, and isn't it a great thing? Hindsight's fucking 2020, isn't it? When you've seen it, because Tony Ferguson, yeah, the writing was on the wall. People were saying the best days were behind him. But if you look at those 3 people that beat him, haven't aged badly at all. Who were those people? Charles Oliveira, he's gone on to become the fucking champion of the world. Knocked out Chandler and choked out Dustin Poirier. Not a bad loss, no shame in that. Who's the other one? Beneil Dariush. Beneil Dariush is fighting Islam Makhachev soon. If he wins that fight, he's going to be fighting for the belt. Again, no shame there. And who's the third one? Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje just beat Michael Chandler in an absolutely sensational fight. Now, okay, I know what you could argue is that the losses that Tony had to those 3 people, they were dominant, and they were, okay? But still, it's not bad, and there's certainly no shame in losing to those 3 people. Now, this is where Chandler comes into the equation. As we know, he lost to Justin Gaethje in the fight of the year. I was there. Man, what a fight. That arena was going insane. The crowd were loving every minute of it, and it was a classic fight.
One of the best fights ever. Justin Gaethje deserved the win. Oh, my. They both deserved the win. That was fucking insane.
After that, Chandler was calling out Conor McGregor. Not in a disrespectful way, just saying I'd love to fight Conor McGregor. I want to fight people. I want to have the fights that people are interested in. Okay, so yes, he was calling out Conor McGregor. But still, Tony Ferguson has come into the mix. Tony Ferguson's like, hold my beer. or hold something that Tony Ferguson would hold. Not a beer. What would Tony Ferguson be holding? He's a weirdo.
What?
He'd be holding a fucking pair of numshackers. Tony Ferguson was like, hold man numshackers. It's the best I've got. But still, let me have a look at this. So, McGregor, as we know, he's not fighting anytime soon. It's probably going to be the end of summer, maybe even later. So, Tony Ferguson came out the woodwork. He says, there's my bitch, Michael Chandler. The brass, Dana White, relayed your message saying that you wouldn't be ready for me April/June. Looks like you're trying to delay the ass whopping. I owe you for cutting in line, kid. It's wrestling season, motherfucker. Man up, champ. Hashtag CSO, champ shit only. He never put that in, actually, but that's normally how he signs off, right? And then Chandler comes back, of course, and he says, listen, he says, oh, Tony, there's only a handful of guys in this game I truly respect, and you're one of them. Only because of your tenure. Not your stature or your current presence in the division. I'll beat you from bell to bell. Pray for a merciful ref. We shall see if this fight happens. Well, there it is. There it is. Tony Ferguson, Michael Chandler, by the sounds of it, from what Tony Ferguson said, is that he's spoken to the UFC. They're going back and forth, potentially April or May, or was it May, June? I forget what the tweet said already. But sign me up for it. I would love to see that fight. Now, Tony Ferguson, you got to respect this man. He's on a 3-fight losing streak to the 3 best people, 3 of the best people on the goddamn planet, right? And he's out there calling out Michael Chandler, who just had a sensational fight with Justin Gaethje, right? Who before that knocked out Dan Hooker in one punch, pretty much, right? Tony Ferguson's not looking for easy fights. Tony Ferguson is the real fucking deal. Maybe, if I was managing him, I'd say, hold on, sidestep fucking Chandler right now. Let's rebuild. Let's come back. Let's build back better, Tony. But no, he wants to go straight into the top because he knows with great risk, there is great reward. And you go out, you beat a Chandler, then all of a sudden, those 3 losses, they're kind of eradicated. They're in the rearview mirror. They're in 2021, baby, and we're back in business. So there's a lot at stake for Tony Ferguson there. Now, the danger is that he loses 4 in a row. Once you lose 4 in a row, I mean, Tony with his stature, as Chandler says, and who he is, I don't think he would lose his job. But title fights, being a star, all that type of thing, that would start to diminish, that would start to fade, and then one would worry that Tony Ferguson's best days are definitely behind him. Now, I thought they were, but as I say, with those 3 fights that he lost, when you look back in hindsight, there's no shame in that whatsoever. Now, stylistically, it'd be a fantastic fight. Chandler's a wrestler, but we saw with Justin Gaethje, that was just all out fucking carnage from start to finish. Sensational fight. Sign me up for that one. Just want to say, hasn't been much content out lately, as you probably saw or heard. I think I said on here anyway already. I've got COVID, still hanging around, still feeling like shit, still got the headaches and whatnot. But a couple of days, it'll all be a thing of the past, hopefully. Still, hope you're all well. I'll be back with another video tomorrow. Thanks for supporting the channel. All the best.